Year 1, it's Mrs. Giles here, and we're going to be doing some GPS, looking at some grammar, punctuation and spelling. Woo! I love doing this, and this is going to be such a fun lesson. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Right, we are going to be looking at adjectives. What are adjectives? Have a think. Have you heard that word before? Do you know what an adjective is? So guys, did you have some time to think about what an adjective is? Well, an adjective is a describing word. It's a word that tells us about something. Okay, it describes something, describes a word. For example, I have brown hair. Brown hair. I'm describing my hair as brown. I could also say I have long hair. It's getting very long. Long hair. We could put those into a sentence. So I could say, Mrs. Giles has long brown hair. And the two adjectives are long and brown. Should we try and think of some more adjectives? All right, guys, ready? Right, okie dokie, year ones. You've got a job. You need to think of some adjectives to describe a spider. Look at the picture. It's a spider. Ooh. How could we describe the spider? What adjectives could we use to describe the spider? Have a chat to your adult or your friend or anyone who's around you, or have a think. I'm going to have a think of some adjectives now. Have you thought of any children? I've got a few. Shall we see what I thought of? Let's have a look at the adjectives that I have used to describe the spider. Right. Let's have a look then. Cheeky. I've said he's a cheeky spider because I can see his smiley face. So I'm describing him as cheeky. The adjective is cheeky. He's a hairy spider. Oh, a hairy spider. That's a good adjective. Hairy. He's a terrifying spider. I do find spiders very terrifying. So I think that's a good adjective. Terrifying to describe the spider. Let's have a look at the next one. Hideous. He's a hideous spider. What a fantastic adjective that is. That's a good word to describe the spider. Hideous. Huge. He's a huge spider. I wonder if you came up with any different adjectives, different describing words to describe the spider. Right, guys, so here's a really boring sentence. It says, there was a spider in the bathroom. Wow, that's pretty boring. We could make it a lot more interesting by adding in adjectives, by describing the spider. Let's use some of the adjectives we had to describe the spider. Let me put that on silent. Right, so let's have a look. I want to say something about the spider. We could say he's a huge spider, hairy spider, cheeky spider, hideous spider. Let's make the sentence better. Ready? Let's have a look. I'm going to add the adjectives into the sentence. They'll be in pink. Can you read it? Give it a go. See if you can read that. Shall I read it to you? There was a huge, hairy spider in the bathroom. A huge, hairy spider in the bathroom. And the adjectives are huge and hairy because they describe the spider. Okay, year one, I need your help now. Can you help me to think of some adjectives to describe a slug? What words could we use to describe the slug? Pause the video, have a chat, have a think. What words could we use? What adjectives could we use to describe the slug? Pause the video. Okay, guys, so what adjectives did you come up with? I wonder if we came up with any of the same adjectives, the same describing words. Let's have a look what I found, what I decided. Slimy. Oh, that's a good one to describe a slug, isn't it? Because they feel slimy. It feels slimy, a slimy slug. A sticky slug. Ooh, sticky, yeah. A bit like slimy. A brown. I've described what colour he is, what he looks like. He's brown. A gooey. Oh, a gooey slug. I love that word. A gooey slug. That's a good adjective. A smiley slug, because he is smiling. I can see he's very smiley. So I said he's a smiley slug. That's a nice adjective. A tiny slug, because he would be very tiny compared to us. Okay, so this is the sentence. Oh, let's read it. Or can you read it? Pause the video and you have a go at reading it. Okay, guys. So it said, a slug was in my kitchen. Well, what kind of slug? What did the slug look like? Let's make it better, guys. Come on. Let's make it a lot better. Let's put in some adjectives into the sentence. So let's have a look. I'm going to add some adjectives in. They'll be pink. I wonder if I've used any adjectives that you thought of. Okay, pause the video and have a read. What adjectives have I put into my sentence? Have a read of the sentence. Okay, guys. So my sentence says, a slimy, sticky slug was in my kitchen. The adjectives are slimy and sticky because that describes the slug. Ugh. Okay, guys, so pause the video and have a read of the sentence. Read the sentence and see what it says. Have you read it? It says, I found a ladybird on a leaf. Okay, so the sentence is giving us information, but what does the leaf look like? What does the ladybird look like? Let's make it more interesting. Let's add in some adjectives, describing words, to make it a more interesting sentence. What could we describe? I think we could describe the ladybird. We could say what the ladybird looks like, describe the ladybird. What else could we describe? The leaf. We could describe what the leaf looks like. Right, so I've put in some pink dots, and that's where I want you to add in an adjective. So the sentence says, I found a something ladybird on a something leaf. Can you add in some adjectives to make that better? Maybe you could say, I found a spotty ladybird on a green leaf. Okay, can you see I've added in those adjectives? A spotty ladybird on a green leaf. Could you come up with some different adjectives? Make some different ones to make the sentence better. Pause the video and you have a go. Okay, children, so we're going to do the same again. Okay, and I'd like you to pause the video now and read the sentence. Go for it. The sentence says, let me get my pointer. A butterfly flew into my house. Now I know that we can add in some adjectives, some describing words to make it better. What could we describe? What things are in that sentence that we could describe? Have a think. We could describe the butterfly. We could say what the butterfly looks like. And we could describe the house, couldn't we? Let's have a think. So we're going to add in some adjectives. Now I want you to think of two adjectives to describe the butterfly. So we have a something and something butterfly flew into my house. So we need two adjectives to describe the butterfly. Have a think. What adjectives could you use? How could you describe the butterfly? Have a pause of the video and a think. Well, I've been thinking, and I thought of some brilliant adjectives to describe the butterfly. I wonder if we came up with the same ones. I said it could be a blue and cheerful butterfly flew into my house. I'm describing the butterfly as blue and cheerful. I like that. The blue and cheerful butterfly flew into my house. Right, guys, we're going to do the same for one more. Okay, I want you to read the sentence. Pause the video. You read that sentence. Give it a go. Use your thread fingers. Okay. The sentence said, the worm dug through the soil. The worm dug through the soil. Well, what could we describe in that sentence? What could we use? What adjectives could we use to describe something? What could we describe? Have a think. I think we could describe the worm, because we could say what the worm looks like. Oh, we could describe the soil as well, what the soil looks like. Okay, I think we'll do that. So we're going to add some adjectives in. Oh, I've put I want to have 2 adjectives to describe the worm. The something something worm dug through the soil. Okay, so have a think. What adjectives could you add in to make it more interesting to describe the worm? I'm sorry if you can hear the train beep noises from my house. I live right next to the train line, so I don't know if you can hear that. Right, okay, see if you can describe the worm. Challenge. Could you also add in an adjective to describe the soil as well? So let's see what I've come up with. The soft, oh, because worms are soft, aren't they? The soft pink worm dug through the soil. I could add in another adjective. I could say the soft pink worm dug through the brown soil. Or the damp soil. Damp means it's quite wet, a little bit wet and cold. So I could say, if I get my highlight, my laser, the soft pink worm dug through the, we could put here, damp soil. Okay, guys, now it's your turn to have a go. I would like you to download this sheet, okay, and you can either print out the sheet or you can just look at the pictures and get some lined paper and write the sentences yourself. But you are going to write some sentences to describe the pictures. So the first picture you need to describe is of the cat. How could we describe that cat? What adjectives could we use to describe the cat? I'm going to think about what colour is the cat? Well, he's a ginger cat, isn't he? My sentence could be, the ginger cat is asleep. The ginger cat is asleep. Or maybe I'll put, the ginger tired cat is asleep. Or we could have, the fluffy tired cat is asleep. You could write anything you like as long as it includes some adjectives. Give it a go. Oh, I almost forgot. What must we make sure we do when we are doing our writing? What will make our writing successful? Have a think. Let's have a look what Mrs. Giles has said we need to make sure. Oh, look, I've hidden it. Well, the first thing that you need to make sure you do, and I know you can't see it here, but I know you know what it looks like, is you need to make sure that your handwriting is beautiful. Beautiful, joined up handwriting. You can do that, okay? You also need to check that you are writing on the line. We write on the line. You can do that. Oh, we know what this means. After every word, you need to have a finger space. Otherwise, I can't read it. Oh, yes, we're going to use our thread fingers to sound out some words. So if I wanted to say let's say the white cat, okay, I'd use my thread fingers and I'd think, how do I spell white? Okay, w-I-t, white, w-I-t, white, okay. We need to make sure that you have your capital letters in the right place. Remember, we use a capital letter at the start of every sentence and also for the names of people and places. Okay. Oh, full stops. Full stops come at the end of the sentence when you've finished telling me the information. And this one's very important. So if we were spelling white, w-I-t, I wonder, I need to think, what kind of I is it in white? I need to think of the different graphemes I've learned. So the I is in the middle of the word. I think it's a split I. Okay, so have a think. You can do this, guys, because you are all amazing writers. I'm so excited to see what you're going to produce. You can do it, guys. Good luck. Bye.